if you got one person who you know is not qualified, and you got another person who is eminently qualified. The only thing that's left to do is vote. The only thing left to do is vote.
President Obama speaking in Duval County, Florida this afternoon. That's part of Florida that usually leans Republican. Democrats this year hope to, if not win there, at least keep it close there. Joining us now is Steve Schale. He's a Democratic strategist who ran President Obama's Florida campaign in 2008. Steve, it's nice to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, Rachel. Good. Thanks for being on again.
So you have been, I would say, slightly bullish, slightly positive on Democrats' chances in Florida up to now. How do you think things are going in the state right now?
Yeah, I think they're actually going very well. You know, actually, I'll tell you truthfully, probably Saturday I was a little bit down on it. But what we've seen over the last 2 or 3 days is just an explosion of turnout among African Americans and Hispanics. At this point in the election, there's actually been 170,000 more Hispanics that have voted early as of yesterday than voted early in the entire 2012 election. So, you know, it's shaping up to be a much more diverse electorate than we had 4 years ago. And that's good news for us.
How much of the electorate in Florida has voted already? By your estimation? I mean, we know that we've seen the raw vote numbers in terms of how many votes cast, but what proportion of the electorate do you think that is?
Well, so we had about 4.8 million voters through last night. Probably had another 3 or 4,000 today. So, you know, we're pushing 60% of what will be likely turnout already in.
Wow.
I think by the end of Sunday, when we get ready to go into Election Day on Tuesday, we'll be close to 70%, if not even a little bit over, of all the votes that are going to be cast in the door. So the good news for Floridians and for Americans, I think we're actually know pretty early on Tuesday night how Florida's going to go.
You know, given that, those are remarkable numbers, the idea that by the end of the weekend we'd be at 70% of the Florida vote already cast. Given that, one of the things that John Ralston has been raising in Nevada is he keeps saying, listen, there's so much early voting happening in Nevada. At this point, polls don't matter. What you should do if you want to figure out how the state is going to go is just look at the early vote. Look who's turning out to early vote. Polling at this point is irrelevant because so much of the vote is cast. Do you think that's the way to look at Florida too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, first of all, almost every poll that has come out in the last 3 or 4 days has been within the margin of error of the other one. So there's variances in samples. What we do know, again, is we've got 50-55% of the state already voted. Republicans and Democrats are basically in a dead heat. We're seeing, again, record Hispanic turnout, very strong African-American turnout. Here's a number for you. 100,000 more Democrats who have no voting history or just a little bit of voting history have voted more than Republicans. So things like that are better indicators of where the electorate's going to end up than, looking at a poll that shows a 1-point movement here or there.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to watch every twist and turn in the election and the news about the election at this point, but watching those numbers rack up and top, 30 million and keep on going in terms of early vote, the election's already underway. Steve Schale, Democratic